Gina and Sophie. Can you guys hear us?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hello.
What's up? What's up?
How you guys doing?
I'm doing fucking great. How about you?
Oh, well, I guess we're doing fucking great too.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Sure. I'm doing fucking great too.
So that is Sophie, and the first one that was talking is Gina. Just so if you're listening, so you know who we're referring to.
You can definitely tell our different tones of voice for sure.
That's right. I got to tell you, we were saying earlier in the show, when we do these interviews, I try to research a lot, and this is not your guys' fault, but I had to sit through one of the worst fucking interviews I've ever seen in my entire life. And
what, with us?
It wasn't you guys. It wasn't your guys' fault though. It was the interviewer. It was so bad. It was so cringe. I had to stare at the comments on YouTube. I couldn't even watch the video. It made me so uncomfortable to watch.
Well, let's make up for this shit. Come on, let's bring it.
I agree. So you guys have your debut single out called Hungry. It's out now on all streaming platforms.
Fuck yeah.
What took so long? You guys been around for so long. Why wait this long to put out original music?
It's like the time was fucking right. And we obviously wanted to do this for a long time. I mean, it's just the natural evolution, I think, of such a talented group of badass bitches.
Okay,
so
okay.
As soon as quarantine hit, we're like, we have this extra time. Let's write, record, pop it off. I mean,
I feel like that happened for a lot of people in quarantine anyway. It was like people were stuck at home, couldn't do what they normally did. And it was especially as creatives, this was the time for us to step out and just pursue things that we had been wanting to pursue. There's no live shows. So what the fuck do? We sit, we write, and we record music.
Now we're here, bitch.
And you guys already have another song recorded that's but it's not out yet. Is that right?
Yeah, I was like, how do you know? But I must have said it in a different interview.
I think so. And it was not the cringy one. Thank God.
Yeah, we have another song already ready to go, hot off the mix. Mm-hmm. And it's dropping June 18th. So it's going to be a fun summer anthem. All the strippers get ready to dance. Everybody ready to bump it, cruise around town. We're 40. Okay, don't drink and drive, but bring your 40 to your destination.
Hey, well, Cody the guy in the brown shirt, he don't have his license because he did get a DUI. Yep. So
yeah.
What the fuck, Cody?
I agree with that statement to not get a DUI. I must say this interview is perfect for Cody.
Yeah, this really is. I mean, this is what Cody lives for. Also, sorry for the poor camera angles. This is just so you could see everybody, but we're filming on other cameras, so I apologize for these shitty angles.
No worries.
I'm sitting on a beanbag with a blank wall at home. So, I mean, it's okay.
You look beautiful.
Thanks. You look cute. I haven't seen you in so long.
Wow, listen to them. Just gushing over each other right now.
I know.
We love each other. Can't you tell?
So Gina, you said that there's a top secret thing coming out. Is this the new song, or is there something else coming?
Well, our big top fucking secret that we've been blasting since August was us coming out as the recording artist. But there's part 2, and it's not just another song, and we can't quite say it yet.
Oh man, well, you got to at least give us a hint as to what it is.
Oh my God. Just your wildest imagination of the next step of Little Miss Nasty.
Oh man, that could go anywhere.
Terrible.
I mean, who knows?
So bad.
That could go in a lot of directions.
I know.
Wow.
It's not anything vulgar or over the top. It's just universal. Okay. That's all I can really say.
I got to tell you, I'm a little bummed out. I have never got to see you guys. Trent, the guy with the long hair, he's seen you guys before. I have never had the opportunity to.
Yeah, I got to see you guys. I think it was In This Moment in Motionless in White in Warren, Ohio. And I was actually in the front row, so I got to see an awesome show, I'll say.
Oh, yeah, that's a small ass town. You guys are all from Ohio, right?
That's right.
Cute. I'm from Michigan.
Oh, jeez. Fuck off then.
No, but have you ever heard of Hell, Michigan?
Yes.
I was born there.
Nuh-uh.
I was bred there.
No way. Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Little small town.
I'm from Miami. That's not, it's cool in a different way.
Sophie's from Miami. Gina is from Hell.
I think a lot of people here in Ohio wish they were born in Miami, though.
Oh, yeah. Being from Ohio fucking sucks, man.
Yeah.
So, being around for so long, do you feel like people sometimes misunderstand Little Miss Nasty and, oh, it's just strippers, or, oh, it's just this, or it's just that. And they fail to realize like the amount of work that has to go into it and the amount of athleticism that has to go into it.
You said it first. Yeah.
Exactly. Our show is fucking hard. You have to be an athlete to be able to get through an entire show, even just one of our acts. But people definitely miss that and just miss like the message behind our group anyway. Like it's like today where women are trying to take back their sexuality and you can claim it. It doesn't matter that people look at it as flaunting and asking for it and all that bullshit. And then, what they don't realize is it's empowering to be able to and it's a level of confidence to be able to like do a show and be confident and comfortable in your body and be a fucking badass. And then also on top of it, like we're so strong climbing up on railings and bars, hanging upside down, like headbanging, like all of that is completely missed by, not everybody, but by a lot of people.
Yeah. I would have to say there are people who come up with their own notion in their brain. What is Little Miss Nasty? Oh, some dumb slut. Like, you're just out here to provide boners for all the men. In actuality, it's like, no, motherfucker, we provide boners for women as well. There's no dry seat left in the house when we're done with you. It's empowering. And so when people do see the show, they're like, damn, they're actually dancing. They're kicking ass to, straight heavy metal, all these badass songs, full-on choreography. And I think they do take back their initial thoughts and they're kind of shocked, like, holy shit.
Yeah, I think if you come to a show, you realize that it's just through social media that you don't really get the full like scope of what we're doing. But the second you do come to a live show, it's like a reality check.
Do you have any tours lined up?
Oh,
great question, Cody. Great question, man. That's
You mean you want to join Little Mr. Nasty? The show?
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow. Then you can finally end that dry spell, Cody.
Ooh. Little desert going on over there.
I'm not desert. That's hilarious.
Man. No, but do you think there's this weird, it's like a double standard, but it only applies at like certain times, right? Because I feel like for example, last week we had Jeremy Spencer from Five Finger Death Punch on, and now he's in this new band called Psychosexual. And there's a lot of people, it's misogynistic, or it's this, or it's that. Yet one of the number one songs last year, probably the number one song last year, was WAP. And then, but then there's also people probably that come after, groups like Little Miss Nasty and many other things where it's like exactly what you said. Oh, it's just a bunch of sluts running around, or it's this and that. And it's really weird how, to me, that, the song WAP is so acceptable, but then other things such as Little Miss Nasty, they get criticized. Not that WAP never got criticized, but you know what I mean? It's a weird, thing
definitely gotten criticized. It's the same thing. It's just any kind of female claiming or owning sexuality is completely different than a guy rapping about fucking hoes and bitches and like exploiting women in that way. For women, we're not exploiting ourselves. We're feeling comfortable with ourselves. And I think WAP got the same kind of like backlash as it did. It's just that,
that song just was so huge though,
Cardi's famous and has a team behind her that can like, I don't know, like knock all that shit down. Whereas we're on our way up and we will have a team to fucking fight for us. But right now it's just us. But I think if Cardi wasn't Cardi and she came out with that song and dropped it and came out with a video, if she was like at our level, then like she'd be getting called a slut. And I mean, she gets called a slut all the time. She used to be a stripper and she fucking loves that shit and she claims it. But
is Cardi B the one that when she was a stripper, she would like take men back to their hotel rooms and drug them and rob them? Is that right?
I thought that was her.
Yeah, is that her?
She admitted to it too.
Yeah, I think she did. Oh, wow.
I don't know.
well, you know, I mean, I would rather, I'm not going to comment on that because that's definitely there's a moral compass there that
Oh, yeah.
a little different.
What would you girls say to girls that don't feel comfortable in their own bodies?
I say just learn to love and accept yourself and fucking show it off. Go for it. Everyone is so different and unique, and that's what makes you beautiful and hot. And maybe, you know, not everyone's gonna love you and be like, you're the most beautiful thing on the planet, but you really are, because you're one of God's creations, you know? You're fucking unique. You're one of a kind. Just represent. Just fucking own it, right?
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, are you live in Cali now?
Why? Because my accent?
Yeah, you sound like a Cali girl.
Yeah, I've been out here for 15 years now. So I definitely was raised by gay boys and lived in the Valley for a decade. So, you know.
Oh, like
kinda
hanging
kept
with the
it.
bros from Semi Valley, or
What? The Valley what?
hanging with the bros from Semi Valley?
Basically.
My Valley?
What's that?
Like Simi Valley?
No, it's San Fernando
Simi.
Valley.
Yes, I think it is Simi.
Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
no, Simi Valley is it's different. That's not LA.
Yeah, I don't know.
You could tell
I don't know
Cody's never-
geography out there.
You can tell Cody's never been there. He's obsessed with
Simi
California. and
Valley
he's
is
never been there.
like outskirts, like families. It's not LA. It's very domesticated.
Yeah, that's not for you, dude.
Okay.
You know, ever noticed every time that we have a guest on the show and we do it live like this, Cody immediately asks where they're at every single time.
Yeah. All right.
Every single, where you at? You know, I want to hear this story though about, I know when you guys were, I forget what tour it was, but when you guys were on tour in the South, there was a lot of protesters at one of the shows that threatened to like shut the show down if the venue allowed you to perform.
Yeah, so that was a little situation we ran into, and I think one of the Carolinas, Raleigh, I believe. So it was just the same thing we were talking about earlier. A whole bunch of women were like, we don't want these chicks just performing for dudes, and what's it going to be? A whole bunch of men in the front salivating over them and blah, 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 blah. And we're like, no, bitch, you don't understand. This is not what Little Miss Nasty is about. We cater to everyone. We're full-blown entertainers. It's not just some, like, stripper show, which even if it was, what would be wrong with that, you know? So we had to clear some stuff up, and we ended up doing the show anyway and invited a lot of the haters in. And it was a big LGBT crowd that came through, and we ended up donating a whole bunch of proceeds to an organization for them and just made it an all-around great experience for everyone, just so they can see and realize, you know, what it actually is and leave their opinion at the fucking door.
How do you settle something like that with protesters?
We just went in, you know, we're like, fuck you, we're doing it anyway. We kind of had to convince the owner of the venue, like, let's follow through with this. You know, we're going to include this charity element and invite all of them and their friends down for free to just experience Little Miss Nasty and feel the empowerment instead of just having their little belief about what it is. And actually, the show ended up being mostly women, and they loved it. So, fuck yeah.
Am I the only one that can hear that bass in my headphones really like thumping? Now I can't hear it. It went away.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. I was hearing this real.
That bass in my voice, 808.
It is actually.
Traffic. What's traffic out around here? Probably.
Okay, dude. Hot take, man. You know how many people are in Little Miss Nasty? Because I know there's different line. Gina, you're the creator and you're the constant, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so you're probably sick of my face by now, but I've done every fucking show for the last forever. I think we have, what, Sophie, like 15 girls at one time total. We have a Las Vegas home base and a Los Angeles home base. So
Yeah.
half the chicks are out there, half the chicks are out here in LA with us.
And then how many do you bring on tour? And how do you decide which ones go on tour and which ones don't?
All right. So tour, we try to keep it tight, just, because tour, you got to pay everyone out. And I mean, we pay everyone for everything anyway, but keep it nice and tight. So we usually bring 4 and we just throw the fuck down. And how do I decide? Usually it's like a group that is running a lot of shows at that time and we're super tight and we're on it and we know what the fuck we're doing and they're tour rats, like they want to go, they love it. We vibe hard. We have like, good, positive attitudes. And a lot of our girls, like Sophie, who's never toured with us, are booked on these like massive dance jobs because we're not just like gig girls, we're actually professional dancers who work full time. And so Sophie is like, she's like, sorry, I can't go on tour. I'm on tour with Christina Aguilera.
I know I wanted to ask her about that because I had heard the story, Sophie, that you were, I think, 18 years old and, you're doing the fucking VMAs with Beyonce, which is mind blowing to me because, I can't imagine. What are you doing after graduation? Oh, I'm dancing at the VMAs with Beyonce. What are you doing? Working at the gas station.
It really happened like that. And it was like that. For me, it just felt like this like divine moment of like the universe was like, do you have doubts about doing this? Don't. Here you go. And that was like my first job. I had just graduated high school and I was out in LA. I just happened to be out in LA and I didn't have an agent yet. And I crashed this audition and that was like my first job. But like, to me, like that was just like the clear sign that I was like, this was my life.
Are you like is it more of like a freelance situation where you kind of bounce around from artist to artist, or do you have like is there a specific artist or artists that you always go out on the road with when we're not living in COVID?
I've been on the road with Usher, Neo, Christina, Britney, all of these artists, and it just depends. Like consistently for the past like 3 years, I'm like solid with Christina. But before that, I just bounce around from tour to tour. Often artists want to hire you again, but like it is kind of freelance. I mean, whatever comes up, and it's a lot of like who like what choreographers I've been out here for 14 years, so I'm really well known and I know a lot of people. So I do like, freelance, but yeah, I mean, for the past year, I haven't gone to tour, obviously. But yeah, it's freelance. And then, maybe I'll be available for tour this year.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh shit.
Do you plan on touring with Little Miss Nasty? I'm assuming that's what you were getting at.
Yeah, of course.
Is it going to be weird?
I always wanted to, and I'm always like really like, I mean, it's a catch-22. Like you're on this amazing job with another artist, but then like I tell Gina all the time, even when I'm like in town, the second I get into town, I'm like, yo, I'm in town. I'm ready for Little Miss Nasty. Like I was always that girl, like, cause we had like consistent shows like twice a month here. And I'm like, I'm in town, book me this month. I want to do both shows, And so I always had like FOMO, not being able to go on tour with Little Miss Nasty. So I loved what I was doing, but also like, I want to be out with my girls and doing this fucking show that I love. So
is it going to be weird for you? Like going from playing, arenas and stadiums with these massive artists to going down to, theaters, which is not a discredit to Little Miss Nasty, but.
Okay. Well, one, Little Miss Nasty will get to arenas. But two, no, it's just different because I mean, I love being a dancer and that's like my love, but I'm always a backup dancer to these artists. Whereas Little Miss Nasty, I am the fucking artist. Like I'm not behind an artist. Like I am the main act. I mean, we are the main act, you know what I mean? That's the whole difference between Little Miss Nasty. I think that's why I love it so much. It's the freedom. You're the artist. Like, I mean, Gina has like provided that like platform for us, So I don't think it would be something that I miss, but I'd still do it. But yeah, I think it's just cooler to be, people are there to see you.
And you're one of the lead vocalists. You and Gina both are the leads on Hungry, the new song, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sophie's first time in the recording studio, and she fucking killed it.
Your first time. So obviously you must not have been singing your whole life.
No, but like, I love to sing. Gina hears me sing all the time, randomly. But I like that I kind of became the rapper because it's less pressure on me trying to really sing. And I mean, like, I've always had dreams of like being an artist, so it's kind of cool to just live out my dreams now.
Well, and Gina, you have your own band too. I mean, outside of Little Miss Nasty and all that.
Yeah, I do. It's called Gina and the Eastern Bloc. We've been around for as long as Little Miss Nasty's been around. So we have a list of awesome songs everywhere music is available, music videos, all up on YouTube. We actually have a very vulgar song coming out Friday.
Oh my gosh.
But there's kind of like a funny story behind. We were just talking about WAP earlier, but this song is called Pussy Gon' Eat You.
Nice.
It's like so funny, but it's a serious song and it's fucking awesome. It's like my favorite. But wait.
When you say it's a serious song, how is a song called Pussy Gonna Eat You a serious song?
Very serious.
You'll see. So we were writing it, Mark and I, he's another producer of Little Miss Nasty, and he makes our music and is in my band, family. So we were writing Pussy Gon' Eat You. This was before we had the hook or anything, just like verse ideas. And it was made for Little Miss Nasty. But once it started heading in this one direction, I was like, shit, I don't know. Like, this is too nasty for Little Miss Nasty, if you can believe that. But mainly because I'm the most like vulgar one of the group. And I always go the furthest with anything, like, let's push it.
Yeah, Gina's in our video banging a drum topless in a fucking dog mask. And she was like, someone's going to wear this in the video at the end and like, bang, there's going to be water with the drums. And I was like, not doing that. That was Gina. And Gina.
Yeah, so it ended up taking a turn, the song becomes this whole other beast. And I'm like, it has to be a Gina and the Eastern Bloc song because there's no way I could get Sophie on the mic singing what I was saying. So you guys just have to look out for that one coming soon.
Oh man, that comes out Friday,
huh? Like a lot of us in Little Miss Nasty, like for me, like it's more of a character that I play that I love to play, and like shit gets like, I go deep into this character like while we're performing, like I black out, like but. Gina like lives and breathes. It's not a character. Like this is her through and through.
Well, that's good that it's authentic, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I think like a lot of other productions or dance shows or even brands outsource so much that it ends up becoming everyone else's idea, and they're just like taking all the credit for something, they really didn't even do.
Yeah.
And so I really like to learn everything across the board and have all of us sort of, lend our own ideas and collab and make it authentic for us. And what would Sophie actually wear in a shoot instead of being like, here's your outfit, put it on and look like something you're not? I don't know. There's elements of her coming through everything, of course, as it is with all the girls. But, I am Mother Nasty. Hello.
Yeah, Gina's fucking like creating music, writing music, fucking making clothes for us, like concepts, everything, like, so you're like in-house. That's it.
Yeah, we're like in-house. But don't get me wrong. I would love to collab with the right people who have the right vision and can sort of deliver what I want, but it's so hard to find. I'm just
Molly
like,
on the yacht.
Dude, I'm one step away from muting your microphone. Every interview we do, he has to plug his band, and I swear to God, man, everyone. And last time he got muted, and it was actually Alicia Taylor from Cherry Bombs, and he started going off, and he got muted and turned into this whole fight. So thank you for the plug, Cody.
It didn't have to turn into like that much, though.
That's what the drinking does to you, pal.
Skipped over it.
Now you're boring because you're a little too sober for the show. But
Just kidding.
you probably should. Okay, so before we wrap up here, I had a couple of questions. There was some personality no, not personality traits. Interesting things about each of you that I was hearing about, and I wanted to ask you about them more in depth. So, okay. Sophie, we'll start with her first because Gina's is like mind blowing to me. I want to save that to the end, but. So, Sophie, I was watching something, and you said that your I think it's your stepsister like talks to ghosts.
When did I say that? Yes.
Hey, Logan's been doing some creeping over here.
I guess I do dig a little deep, but no. I was just curious about that whole process. I personally don't believe in ghosts, but I have seen some. There has been some weird things that have happened over the years that sometimes make you think otherwise. But I was curious about that. That was interesting to me.
So, well, one, our family is Cuban, so I don't know if you know a lot about like Cubans. Not all of them, but a lot of them practice Santeria, which is like, like they like leave gifts out for spirits and like food, or they put like a cup of water in the corner. Like my stepsister is very like much into that. Like if I'm coming home and to Miami and I'm like, oh, it's supposed to rain, I want to go out on the boat or whatever, and she's like, don't worry, I'll put a cup of water and then a fork and a knife over it and across, it won't rain. And I'm like, okay, like,
does it work?
So
does it work?
That side of the family is really into that. And I mean, just growing up, it wasn't like she sees ghosts everywhere. A lot of times they just like came to her with a message to like relay to somebody. Like one of her best friend's grandfather died, and he came to like visit in her sleep and gave her a message, and she told her best friend what it was, and it was like something that only like they would know, and she like burst into tears. Like it's very much like that, but like she's cool with it now. Growing up, it was a little tough. Like she was very like scared of it. Like I remember her grandfather died, and we shared a room up until I was like left Miami, and we're like going to sleep, and I hear her like kind of like crying. And I was like, oh, Jenny, are you okay? Like, what's wrong? And she's like, yeah, just my grandfather's here. And I was like, okay.
Oh, man.
Okay, cool. Just like tell him I say hi. Cool. You okay? She's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay. Like just shit like that growing up terrified me. But now it's just normal, I guess. Yeah. So that's Janice. If you get to watch this, that's her story.
Wow, that is really interesting. I don't think I've ever heard of anybody quite like that.
Yeah,
I've never met anybody like that.
Do you believe in ghosts?
Somewhat.
I'm telling you, I don't, but there is some weird shit that happens where you kind of got to question it.
Ghosts. Whew.
I know, I'm like the minority here, but
everybody at my job thinks that our place is haunted. I'm just like, fuck it, I want to rock with the ghosts. That's cool. They can hang out with me and party. Like I don't care.
I mean, I say that all the time, but then I'm like, oof, I'm really put in that situation. Yeah.
And then Gina, I don't mean to put you on the spot here, so feel free to tell me to go fuck off. But I heard that you have this talent that I wanted to see if you could demonstrate for us on the show before we wrap it up.
Whoa.
What talent?
I heard that you are very skilled at burping complete sentences and song lyrics.
Oh, that is true. Oh my God. I wish I could do it on command. I'm shocked that I don't have an urge right now, because literally a sip of water could trigger me to just be like, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Just like the longest sentence blows out. What did I say earlier? I'll let you know if one comes up, but earlier, I think I had a sip of coffee and I was walking to my kitchen and then I was like, Bush. I don't know why I said Bush, but I burped Bush. And then my second one followed up right after. I went Bushwick. And then my third one, I put Bushwick, New York. And then my boyfriend was like, you are such a nerd. But I had 3 good ones in a row, but it wasn't one complete long sentence. But that is a special skill. I'm happy you acknowledged my talent.
I'd like to point out that
Sophie can't do.
But I wish we had like BTS in our dressing room like all the time, like with our shows, because we go out and we're like fucking hot, like everything like sex, fucking rock and roll, and we get like backstage and it is.
Are you talking about like ball torture?
Ball torture?
Isn't that what BTS is?
Oh my God, dude.
I don't know what BTS is. Oh, behind the scenes.
Hilarious.
I got you.
Dude, you are on another planet, bro. Holy shit. I think he really should join Little Mr. Nasty. I'm not kidding.
Bring it on, Cody.
Well, maybe you should the burping thing should be incorporated as like a Little Miss Nasty routine.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised that I can't do it right now. And
I know I'm kind of bummed and disappointed. I thought it'd be a great way to wrap up the interview, but
you were so excited too. And
I really was. When I heard that, I was like, "Holy shit!" Like I got to ask her about this.
I mean, it's not just me. More girls in the group. We are, like Sophie was trying to explain. There's some things that go down behind the scenes.
Yes, BTS. Yes, not ball torture. Behind the scenes, Cody. Yes.
That you probably just never want to hear about, actually.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I don't know. I think it makes us more relatable.
Yeah, if you're into like disgusting, vulgar, rancid things.
If you're a real one.
Well, I think we're all real ones here, except maybe Cody.
Real one.
I'd say so.
We're just people.
Well, outside of Top Secret Part 2, which you will not divulge the details to us, what else is coming, Little Miss Nasty? I know COVID's almost over, and I guess that is one thing I did want to ask is, I know portions of your show you really you get up and personal with the audience, and how do you go back to that kind of thing, or do you think it's going to be, one, do you think you're going to have to get rid of that out of the show completely, and two, if you are allowed and if people can go to shows without masks and all that kind of stuff, do you feel comfortable doing, getting up and close with people in the audience?
Vaccinated bitches.
Yeah, I'm vaccinated too. I feel like we're on the path. Yeah, we're on the path of healing. Mm-hmm. And so hopefully when our more interactive and intimate residency shows come back, which are supposed to this summer, that we'll be in the clear to live out our full show fantasy as we wish and have been doing. But our
last two shows were kind of like right at the beginning, like right before like lockdown.
Could you feel that it was coming?
We're pulling back a little bit.
Yeah.
And it was still a bomb ass show. So I think we can like ease our way into it.
I think that last couple of weeks, everybody could feel it kind of coming.
Yeah.
I think so. And we're probably on tour this summer. And if not this summer, definitely fall, winter. So that's something to be super excited about.
There you go, Cody.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
Cody would be there, and I would love to see you guys again.
Yeah, and I would like to see it too. I've never seen you guys, so I would like to see it too.
Yeah, it's a rowdy time.
Hey, hook us up with them backstage passes, dog.
No, seriously, we'll hook you guys up, love right back.
Yeah, they'll show you some of that BTS ball torture, Cody. That's right. Oh, man.
You guys know what that's really called. Is it also BTS? No.
You can't believe what Cody says. You never know what
I don't know. I think it has to be something different, right?
I think it is.
If every time I say BTS, I think of ball grabbing and ball, like, I'm like, now my whole world is rocked. Every time I say that, people are like.
All right. Well, guys, where can people find you guys at online?
Online, obviously our Instagram, Facebook, all of that at Little Miss Nasty. Our website has everything you'll ever need, littlemissnastyofficial.com. We have our Vegas residency coming back. If you're in Vegas, definitely stop by, check us out. It's a wild time. If you're in Los Angeles, check us out. San Francisco, check us out. Our upcoming tour, check us out. You can follow You guys can hear our music literally on any platform that has music too. So if you want to listen to Hungry and be all lined up for our next single dropping June 18th, follow us on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal. Is it Tidal or Tidal?
I think it's Tidal.
Title.
I don't, you know, I don't know anybody that uses Tidal.
No.
I don't.
I don't know a single person that
It's
does.
there if you need it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's like high quality audio source. We're basically everywhere. Just look Little Miss Nasty, the hashtag Little Miss Nasty. I'm at Gina and the Eastern Bloc. Sophie is at
Miss Soph 22 with 2 S's.
ooh, she's sexy.
Miss Soph 22.
Well, I'm sure you guys can both expect a follow from Cody the Alcoholic coming soon. Gina and Sophie, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, thank you for having us.
And we will be right back on the Crash Report. Hang on.
We'll see you next time on the Crash Report. While you wait, make sure to like and subscribe to the show, damn it. Thanks for listening.